Months passed in Naola, but the shadows of that night never fully lifted. Amina continued to sit by the river, her spirit dulled, as if the water itself mourned with her. The village, once vibrant, felt heavy with loss, and whispers of the prince faded into hushed tones. One day, while gathering firewood, I stumbled upon an old woman named Mama Juma. She was known for her wisdom and strange stories. I sat beside her, and she noticed my troubled heart. "You seek hope in despair," she said, her eyes piercing through the gloom. "But love has its own way." "What do you mean?" I asked, eager for a glimmer of light. "True love does not die easily. It finds a way, even in the darkest times," she replied. Inspired, I resolved to help Amina find her strength again. The next day, I approached her by the river. "Amina," I said softly, "you cannot wait forever. We must honor the love you shared, not by mourning but by living." She looked at me, eyes filled with sadness. "How can I live when my heart is gone?" "By remembering the joy he brought you," I urged. "Let's gather the village and celebrate. Let's tell stories of love and laughter." At first, she hesitated, but slowly a spark flickered in her eyes. Together, we spread the word. The villagers gathered under the big baobab tree, curious about Amina's plan. That evening, as the sun set, we shared tales, laughter, and music. Amina spoke of the prince, of his gentle smile and kind words. As she shared her stories, I could see the life returning to her, the memories shining like stars in the night sky. Suddenly, a loud galloping sound interrupted our gathering. We all turned to see a rider approaching, a figure in plain clothes. It was the prince. He had escaped from the clutches of the king, and he was back. Amina gasped, her heart racing. The villagers stood in awe as the prince dismounted and rushed to her. "Amina," he called, and they fell into each other's arms, tears of joy replacing their earlier sorrow. "I couldn't live without you," he whispered, looking into her eyes. The village erupted in cheers, and the atmosphere shifted from grief to celebration. But the prince knew his return would not come without consequences. "I must speak to my father," he said, looking at the crowd. "I will fight for our love." The villagers, once hesitant, now rallied behind them. With the support of the community, the prince prepared to face the king. Together, they planned how to unite their worlds. As night fell, I looked at Amina and the prince, their hands intertwined. Hope blossomed anew, and for the first time in many moons, laughter filled the air. Love, it seemed, had found a way after all.